What's going on, guys? It's White Haze back at you with a different type of content. Usually I'm at my computer yapping or screaming about some new like technology or some movie, but today I figured I'd sit outside a vlog, eat my meal, maybe kind of just rant about my day. I had no idea what the plan for this is. I kind of just wanted to make a video, not for any reason, just other than making a video, you know what I'm saying? So what better way to do that than sit outside and enjoy the weather, eat some decent food that I made. Sure, if I can do this without breaking stuff. Good old beef and rice. I got that sauce, that Panda Express sauce you can buy at like Walmart or whatever. I got the sweet chili sauce with some beef and rice, bro. It's like I'm eating a gourmet meal. I guess kind of when I was making the food, I wanted to kind of just essentially talk about my life. What's been going on, how I've been feeling, thoughts and things like that. So, recently I quit Chipotle just because, I don't know if y'all have ever worked in fast food, but man, that's just not the vibes. Let me tell you. Working in fast food sucks. Reason being, people are always demanding stuff of you, which is fine. Like, I get it. Like, it's life. People demand stuff of you. But when people are constantly yelling at you for what they already asked for, as if I'm not working on it currently, I can't cook the chicken faster. I can't cook the steak faster. It's like, what exactly you want me to do? With my anxiety and depression, really, which is not a good mix. Sensitive topic here, but I kind of went back to my old ways of, wanting to harm myself and just having those negative thoughts all the time. When, I spent so long working on myself to not be in that mindset anymore, to be a more positive person, always look at the bright side of things. But working in such a negative, demanding environment is so draining, when someone's always yelling at you, demanding something of you, not really asking like you're a human being, but rather like you're a robot. That may be okay for some people. I'm not shitting on anybody for that, Money's money. You gotta do what you gotta do. Some people can handle that. Me personally, I can't. Not my cup of tea. I won't even sip on that cup. It's just like for me, things don't work that way. I don't work that way. If someone yells at me and is demanding stuff of me and not treating me like a human being and like, hey, could you do this? Or hey, do you mind speeding this up? Or hey, what's going on with this? Asking me questions because one, I'm new to the job. Two, it's just nice to treat human beings like human beings. You know what I mean? So I just don't get it. And there's people that have worked there for months. You know what I mean? Which, great for them. I'm not shitting on them, like I said. I'm not shitting on them in any way. It's just like, they almost judge you if you don't do the same thing as them. You know what I mean? I felt very judged because I couldn't do the job they were doing that they had done for months. But there's a saying, comparison is the thief of joy, right? I was comparing myself to them in the fact that they were enjoying this job, more so that they were staying there and sticking it out. But I just couldn't. I was having those harmful thoughts, those self-harm thoughts again, and that's just something I can't have in my life. Absolutely not. That's just that I can't have it. I work so hard to be where I am mentally that to let a job where I'm trading my personal time for money that's like stressing me out is just not even worth it, in my opinion. And I know some people may have other opinions about that. Money's money. You got to do what you got to do. And I agree. I do agree. You do have to do what you got to do. But hold up. It's getting real tasty here. The way I operate, when people are demanding stuff of me and not treating me like a human being, it just kind of turns me off to them. Or if it's a job environment, it turns me off to the job. And I get that some people may call that life, but I disagree. I disagree heavy. There's no reason why you can't treat somebody with respect and kindness all the time. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if someone's, being a dickhead, it's okay to be a dickhead back. Even still, it's more important to show kindness, understanding, because you genuinely never know what someone's going through in their life. Like, when I was working there, I was like, I'm gonna use what my stepdad says. I was like a duck, right? They seem calm, cool on the surface, they're just gliding along the water. But underneath the surface, their little feet are just going a million miles an hour and essentially like panicking, right? It's a lot of chaos, but on the surface, they're cool. And at Chipotle, that's exactly how I was. I was cool on the surface. I seemed like I was ready to handle the job, but mentally, I was not. I was having a terrible time. I was having panic attacks and breakdowns in my car, on my lunch, right before work, after work. I mean, it was like I had reverted back to my high school self. Talking about that with people in my life, I just came to the realization that I can't work there, I can't work a job where that's the environment. And it kind of seems like in my life, I'm not really able to hold a job because of that. And there's not a lot of jobs that offer like what I'm explaining essentially. Like, yes, if I were to be my own boss, great. My life would be better. I could I can manage myself, you know? I'm good at being my own boss. I can time manage myself. I know how to prioritize tasks. I know what I need to do for what I want to do. I'm trying to get a bite here. But it seems like in society, there's no employers that treat employees like human beings. And I get it. It's the 21st century. We live in a capitalistic society.
But I simply say this, we live in a society.
We're meant to be drones, robots, serving our overlords for the dollar. We're spending our time that we don't have very much of at all for, what, 40K a year? 100K if you're lucky, you know what I mean? And even at those jobs where you're earning 100, 200, 300K a year, some people still aren't genuinely happy. Money doesn't make you happy. Yes, money does solve problems, but money will not make you happy. If you're not happy with yourself, what happens when you get money? You're just gonna hate yourself and drive a Porsche, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of people in the comments are gonna be like, well, I sure would be happy with the Porsche. Yeah, for sure, anybody would. Think about it, it's a brand new Porsche, right? Who wouldn't have fun whipping it around? But when you realize you're sitting in that Porsche alone and you spent your whole life working for a paycheck and you've missed out on everything. Maybe you have kids. Maybe you missed out on your kid's birthday or soccer game, you know, whatever. Maybe you missed an anniversary, right? You missed an anniversary for a work date or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, why miss out on your life for a paycheck? And I get everything revolves around money. I do know that. Trust me, everything costs money. But it's just like, I cannot be a mindless drone in society. It doesn't work. Not for me. The fact that it seems like I can't hold a job because I don't like the way I'm being treated is a reflection of society, right? I know how I want to be treated as a human being. And so do y'all. Everybody knows how they want to be treated. Everyone wants to be treated with respect, kindness, and love. But it just, nobody shows that. Everybody wants that, but it seems like nobody shows it, and it doesn't make any sense. You know, like the golden rule, you know, treat others how you want to be treated. It just seems like it's been lost. And like, it seems like everybody's so selfish. And don't get me wrong, it's okay to care about yourself, definitely. You know, you come first, it's your life. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with caring about others. There's nothing wrong with being empathetic. There's nothing wrong with being understanding. There's nothing wrong with being caring and loving towards strangers, you know what I mean? It seems like we lost the meaning of being human. We lost the meaning of being human, which is like genuine connection, being kind to each other, lifting each other up rather than comparing each other and ripping each other down. You know, I drive this car, I make this much a year. Look at you live in the slums, or you live in a 1,000 square foot apartment, and for what? I mean, for what? We're all on the same team here. It doesn't make any sense. Why not spend that negative energy into positive energy, trying to teach somebody on how to better their life, on teaching someone to be financially responsible, or teaching someone how to get into fitness. You know what I mean? If you find successful people in those fields, you know, fitness, you know, business, whatever it may be, you'll always find the people who are at the top and the most successful rarely want to tear people down. They want to bring them up. A lot of fitness influencers, this is a great example. A lot of fitness influencers are always encouraging people to go into the gym, you know, start their fitness journey. It's okay. All you have to do is just go. Nobody's going to judge you in the gym. In fact, anyone who's worked out for any amount of time on themselves will be so proud of someone for stepping in the gym for the first time. That's a huge step. Anytime I see someone who may look like they've been in the gym for the first time, you know, if their form is wrong, I always ask them, you know, hey, is it okay if I give you some tips on your form? They say yes. And it's because they want help. They don't know what they're doing, but they're trying. And the fact that somebody's trying to better their life means in of itself for somebody to help them. And it just seems like we live in a society that just kind of overlooks that. Like, you're stupid for trying to better yourself, right? You should be going and getting a bag. You should be going and trying to make everyone think that you're living this life that you're not. When in reality, nobody knows what the f*** they're doing. Nobody knows what they're doing with their life. No matter how much they seem like they are, everyone is just lying. They're just faking it until they make it, genuinely. And, you know, you might meet some people who maybe genuinely have it together. You know, they have their life together. But you never know. Maybe they have a lot of money, but their marriage is going terribly and they don't know how to fix it, but they wish they could. And they see these people with no money, almost no money, They see these people who are homeless, but they have each other. They have a loving relationship and they want to know how to have that, but they have no idea. And they're too prideful to ask for help. We as humans have a lot of pride, right? We don't like to ask for help. We like to do things on our own. But if I can be honest, humans aren't really that strong on our own. I mean, physically, mentally, you know? But the special thing about humans is our spirit, the indomitable human spirit.
Never alone is That was when I ruled the world. Here Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Viva, mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, I know St. Peter.
When we band together, when we really put our minds to things, we can do exactly whatever we want. I mean, look at what we have now. We have iPhones. Man, we have cars. We have airplanes. You know, we've been to the moon. Some will say we've been to the moon. Some will say we haven't. Doesn't matter. We build rockets on a regular. We send things to space on a regular basis. Humans did that. We all did that collectively. Yes, there are specific people who worked on those rockets and those projects. But as humans, as a human race, we did that. If an alien race were to say, were to find us and see all the things that we've done, they wouldn't say, oh, you know, George R. Smith did this and Albert Einstein did. No, humans did this. They will say humans made it to space. Humans are a spacefaring race. Humans have conquered their planet. You know what I mean? And I think we just are so focused on the self, the micro, that we forget the macro, you know, everything around us, the big picture exists. And it's really sad to see everyone just in their own bubble living their life when they could be making someone else's life better. Now, they may ask, why would I want to make someone's life better? What is that going to do for me? And that attitude is such a capitalistic attitude, and it's genuinely kind of disgusting. Why does every interaction, every relationship need to be a transactionary one? Why do I need to get something in return? Why do they need to get something in return? If you notice in life, if someone gets something for free, if something is offered for free, they always say, what's the catch? What's the catch to this? I'm gonna give you $100 today. What's the catch? You know, you see those videos where they give someone $100. They pay for their groceries. You know, what's the catch? But there is no catch. I just wanted to be nice. I wanted to pay for your groceries. I wanted you to have a nice day. I wanted you to appreciate your life because your life is precious. Everybody's life is precious. That person's life is precious. Everyone in their houses around me, their life is precious and their life means something. I guess I'm just really experiencing Sonder right now. And if you don't know what Sonder means, I'll put it up on screen. But essentially, it's the realization that everyone's life is just as complicated as yours. Everyone is going through something. Everyone is going through complicated stuff just like you are. You know, there's people who are just like me who wake up with like no money in their bank account, you know? Or there's people who wake up on the street. There's people who wake up in mansions that are depressed. You know, I think we've lost touch with each other. And I think a way to bridge that divide, to bridge that gap, is to just be kind. Just spread love. If you see someone having a hard time, give them a smile. Say, I hope you have a good day. Even though you know they're having a bad day, it may seem sarcastic, it may seem non-genuine, but that's not up to you to decide, you know? What your job is to just be a kind human. That is a human's job, to spread love and kindness, to let other humans know it's okay to exist. It's okay to be a human, you know? We have all these terms like gaslighting and manipulation where we try to make people be something that they're not. We try to make them believe that there's something that they're not, essentially, right? And while yes, we are an intelligent species, we can figure this out on our own, we can figure this out individually, it seems like nobody has. Everyone is so caught up in their little world that they essentially forget other people exist. They'll be rude to their Starbucks barista because they f***ed up their order and they're already having a bad day. Well, what if the barista's having a bad day and that's why they f***ed up the order? It just slipped their mind, you know? They don't think about that. They think about themselves. So what I'm just trying to say is just be kind. Just spread love for no reason. You know, I may not have the most money in the world, but if I have a couple extra dollars, I'll give it to someone. You know, that guy always drives by blasting music. It's hilarious. You know, if I have a couple dollars, I'll give it to them. I'm not the richest person in the world, but I can be kind. I'm rich in that respect. I have a lot of love to give. Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to yap about, guys. Bye.